Some of them succumb to their fears and become paralyzed by it. Some of them face their fears and become entrepreneurs. Because entrepreneurship is all about risk. And if you're risk averse, that means that the fears have got better of you. So, a large part of our curriculum is out of the class. It's not just pure academia. It's academia, but with a practical side to it, where we make you face your deepest fears. And a lot of people face fears like fear of flying, fear of the ocean, fear of drowning, fear of snakes, fear of mountains, fear of the dark, fear of being left alone. So you grow up from the time you're born by somebody putting fear into you. Children are fearless by and large. It's society and adults who put fear into them. Be careful of this. Don't touch the dog. Buddha Baba aake le jayega. Do go to sleep. Drink your milk. Or this will happen to you. So everything is retributive. Now, we are going to attempt in 2 years to try and unravel that cycle of fear and break it to the extent where you feel, if I can jump out of a plane, if I can go scuba diving with the sharks, if I can go with Tenzing's son to the mountains and learn how to map read and be able to survive on my own for a whole night with nobody around, and then my character builds, then what is risk? Risk is fun. Risk is high adrenaline. Risk is value. So at the end of it, at the rainbow, after all this rigors that we'll try and put you through, comes the pot of gold, which is the value that you create not only for yourself, but also for society, and the leadership that you offer to the other young children, because you become a mentor yourself. So the business of mentorship, we have no teachers, we have no professors, we have no managers, we have only mentors. And we've been following our system of mentorship for the last 25 years. And it's worked extremely well with our people. And I think it'll work extremely well with business as such, because today the business of business is risk. And you can't go without it. So, Meghna, will you come up and give us a few words? Because you are the first person we met, actually, before we met Mr. Subhash Ghai. And your enthusiasm, to a certain extent, was so infectious that we said, hello, there's hope for us.
And him, actually a lot of it. Because a lot of the things that he was saying, I had heard 10 years ago. And I knew that in 10 years, we had created something that was amazing. So even though I wouldn't want to curb his madness, I think there is a lot of value in actually streamlining all his thoughts and his vision and bringing it into the education system of India. So thank you very much again, the PKSB team, for and acknowledging us and associating with us. I'm really excited. I think our students are very excited because from the people that they're going to bring to our campus, from the experiences that are going to be offered to their students, our students will benefit as well. So thank you once again, Mr. Kakar, for doing this. Thank you.
I would like to introduce Mr. Jamling Norgay. I don't know how many of you have actually heard of him, but you must have read about him. And he is not only Tenzing Norgay's son, who was the first person to ever climb Everest, but he himself is an Everester. He himself is a Sherpa. He himself is a leader of men, and on the roof of the world in some of the most hostile climate that you can possibly imagine. And he is not just a survivor, but he is a mentor for us. Mr. Norgay.
Thank you, Pralhad, for the wonderful, nice introduction. Going beyond fear, I look back 60 years ago and look at my father and his journey. He tried to climb Everest 6 times over a period of 21 years but he never gave up his hope and his dream and his vision and his passion of climbing. And the year later, 1 year before, in 52, he reached 400 feet from the summit and had to turn back because of bad weather. He was that close, but still had to turn back. If he had continued, he would have made it to the top, but would not have come back alive. He made a smart decision to come back down, and then finally the next year with the British in 1953, they had great weather and they were successful. These were the people that were pushing the envelope, going beyond borders. They were the pioneers, exploring new places, going places where no one had gone before. And I see PKSB doing exactly the same today, with the same concept in motion. And I'd like to congratulate Mr. Kakar on the opening of a great idea, venture, and a vision. And I'm proud to be a strategic partner of the PKSB school. And I would be the exclusive coach in building high-performance leaders and entrepreneurs. We will focus on leadership, character building, risk management, and to breach the barrier of fear in the
All on stage, a very unusual person, and she's an educationist, and she had a vision long time ago about small children. I don't know whether her vision extended to large, hairy, ugly guys, at the age of 22 or 21. But on our board of advisors, one of the finest educationists this country has ever seen, Lena Asher, who broke all the rules in the book of education, looked different, and was a teacher where most of the students were in love with her.
Pralhad has been my mentor in so many ways. He's on my advisory board. He encourages me to break conventional thought. I've also studied Pralhad deeply and intensely because we're an inclusive school. For those of you who don't know, Pralhad is dyslexic. I'm constantly looking at what is it that makes people like Pralhad, who don't do conventionally well in school, perform so extraordinarily in life. And we put a lot of Pralhad in our curriculum unknown to him. And we call it building the habits of mind that lead to success. And for once, I'm hoping that I can give back a little bit of the lot that Pralhad has always given the children of our school, me, and everyone else. When I wrote my first book, I could not think of anybody better to inaugurate it than Pralhad. And Pralhad's always been there, so has Mitali, every single step of the way. They're one of the few parents who first got the system of education that we were encouraging, which was non-conventional, and one of the first parents of our school, and a mentor, a teacher, a guide. He's been all the way. Thank you, Pralhad, and I'm hoping to give back just a little bit of what you've given me.
I'm sure you contribute a hell of a lot to these kids because, it's completely new ground.
Well, Pralhad's the one who actually encouraged us. We teach a book in grade 3, and we do entrepreneurship and brand building in our curriculum throughout. But when we teach Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, for instance, we teach them all about branding, about positioning, about building a chocolate empire. They create their own television ads. Pralhad's come in and done a storyboard session with our kids. Pralhad, as I said, Pralhad's in our curriculum in seen and unseen ways throughout. And I'm really looking forward to contributing back, Pralhad. Thank you.
Thank you. Him to speak, but you either love him or you hate him, but nobody can deny the fact that within a short span of his career on television, he has changed the parameters of the way we look at news.